What's up, comic book community? Joe here with another episode of 360 Comics. Last week, I bought a comic book collection as well as some other stuff from a real estate agent who is helping her clients clear out their house before they put it on the market. Stay tuned to see what I got, including a big Silver Age key at the end. There is less than a week left to enter our February giveaway for this copy of Avengers Forever number 9. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up for a like, and leave a comment down below. Check out our other videos from the month of February, like them, and leave comments on them for additional entries. And while you're at it, head on over to Instagram and give me a follow there, because we're giving away this book for our 9,000 follower giveaway over on Instagram. And then I'll be announcing a March giveaway soon, so stay tuned. So this real estate agent got a hold of me through a mutual friend after hearing that I buy comic books, because she had some along with some other stuff that a client wanted to get rid of before they put their house on the market. And I went over, I ended up taking a look at the comic books and making an offer. And, when we were agreeing on that offer, she said, how about this? You give me that much money and I'll throw the rest of the stuff in. There were 3 other boxes of things. So let's see what else I got before we move on to the comics. So the first of the 3 throw-in boxes of extra stuff had DVDs in there. Seems to be mostly anime, which I am not familiar with. Definitely not my cup of tea. But I know that anime is pretty popular. I see some titles that I recognize, Cowboy Bebop and stuff. So I assume I'll be able to get rid of that. This box I'm pretty excited about. This is all trade paperbacks and graphic novels and collected editions, so that'll be available at a pretty steep discount at Backdeck Comic Fest. And then on to the last box, which was Magic the Gathering cards. Fortunately, I've been playing Magic for over 25 years now, and I'm pretty knowledgeable about what to look for. There wasn't any of those big heavy hitter cards or anything like that. The Power 9, Black Lotus, the cards people mostly know to look for. But there was some value in there, and actually I got rid of a bunch of cards the night that I bought this collection to a friend of mine. You can't go wrong with getting stuff for free as long as you have a way to move it. And fortunately, I should be able to figure out a way to move all that stuff. And for those of you who are knowledgeable about Magic the Gathering out there and you're curious about what was inside those boxes, the best thing that I found was 2 copies of Phyrexian Dreadnought. There was also a Necropotence and a couple other things. Like I said, none of the heavy hitters, but lots of playable cards like Lightning Bolt, Mystic Remora, and stuff like that. But anyway, let's move on to the comics. Right here is the first book I'm going to show you. This is Avengers number 267. It is the first appearance of the Council of Kangs, and we know Kang is here, and he's going to be a big bad in the Marvel Universe for the next couple of years. I'm really excited about it. I thought that Jonathan Majors absolutely killed it. He was the best part of the Ant-Man movie, which overall I really liked, and I'm excited to see this character flesh out. So this has been a kind of a hot book recently, as well as the next one, issue number 269. This is the classic cover / interior battle between Kang and Immortus, and it is also the reveal that Rama Tut was a variant of Kang. So great book, and these are both high-grade newsstand copies. This was like, mid-80s, so it really doesn't matter too much. What do we got? I don't know, mid-80s, maybe even late 80s, but either way, it doesn't matter too much that they're newsstands, but still not bad to find. Then we got the only Amazing Spider-Man book that I found in this entire collection, issue number 363, the 3rd appearance of Carnage. I would have loved for that first appearance to be in there, but hey, this is a decent book as well. Classic Mark Bagley cover. Next up, we've got Daredevil number 10, the 2nd appearance and first cover appearance of Maya Lopez, aka Echo. Unfortunately, there's a pretty big spine split up there, probably about an inch or 2. So this one is going to be a really cheap reader copy that I'll have available at a future claim sale. Then we've got the very next issue. This is the first battle between Echo and Daredevil. Really awesome cover by David Mack. Can't go wrong with this, and I'm excited to see more of Echo in the MCU. And next up, we've got the early 90s Black Knight solo miniseries. This is the first Dane Whitman Black Knight solo run. It's a 4-issue miniseries from the early 90s, and these are newsstands, but I'm actually pretty sure that every copy of these are printed as newsstands. I'm not sure why. I don't know if comic book stores had the availability to get these, or they just only did one run of printing that all had the barcode on them. Not really sure, but every copy that I've ever seen of these 4 books, they're all newsstands. So maybe if you know what's up with that, leave it in the comments down below, because I would love to know myself. Next one, we've got a funny crossover right here. The Punisher meets Archie, and one of the cool things about this book, it has a Punisher skull on the inside of the front cover that is done in the Archie art style. It's on the back cover as well, and it's on the inside of the front cover. Look at that. I thought that's so funny. I think it's great. Good content. So, yeah. For those crossover collectors that collect both Archie and Punisher stuff. I don't know how many of them there are, but, still a funny little crossover book. Then we've got the Tick Big Halloween Special. There were a bunch of Tick and Bone stuff. Unfortunately, most of the earlier stuff was really, really beat. Obviously, no Bone #1, no Tick #1. Those weren't in there. Bone #1 being a very expensive book, especially in first print. But a lot of the trade paperbacks were Bone and Tick as well. The Tick stuff had a bunch of these holiday specials. This is like kind of the most sought after of them. It's definitely got a really, really cool cover on the front there with the Headless Horseman. Then we've got another indie book here, Flaming Carrot number 27. This is a book that I always look for when I see Flaming Carrot books, specifically because it has a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cover by Todd McFarlane. And I'm not sure if this was the first time or maybe even the only time that he drew TMNT. I feel like he's probably drawn TMNT since then, but I think this was probably the first time he drew those characters. Either way, Todd McFarlane, TMNT, they go not hand in hand, but they're both very popular. So, different collectors seek out this book. Then we got a pretty nice key here. This was one of the first ones that I found that I was like, okay, I want to grab this collection, even if it's for this book only. We've got Avengers Annual number 10. This is the first appearance of Rogue. In my opinion, it is like the worst cover out of any, decent sized key that I can think of. I don't know what Al Milgrom was thinking, but anyway, Avengers Annual number 10, first Rogue, major X-Men character. She'll show up at some point in the MCU. I think we'll get a more comic book accurate depiction of her going forward, as opposed to those early 2000s X-Men movies, which I did love them, but I want to see Rogue like she is in the comics and like she is in the especially in the 90s television show. I want that depiction. Here's a really cool one, a book that has been up and down and back up again and then down a little bit and probably back up and who knows over the past 2 years. This is West Coast Avengers number 45. It's the first appearance of White Vision, who showed up in the MCU in WandaVision. And, when that happened, this book spiked from being like a book that you could get for $5 or less any day of the week, all the way to being like a $50, $60 book raw. And, 9/8 were selling for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Hopefully you weren't one of the people that bought it at its heights, because it's come down significantly. It was selling for about $20 for a while, but then it went back up again because they announced Vision Quest, which is going to be a vision-centric show on Disney Plus, and they're thinking it is going to incorporate or possibly even focus on the white version of the Vision that we've already seen. Who knows what's going to happen, but it's also a really great homage cover to our next book. Yup, you guessed it. If you thought that this was coming, you might have from the thumbnail and stuff, but we've got Avengers 57. Could not believe this random Silver Age, not only just a Silver Age book, but a major key was in this random 90s collection. You saw almost all of this stuff was, there was some late 80s and some 90s, pretty much all modern stuff. Magic the Gathering cards are all from the 90s. The trade paperbacks are 90s and 2000s. The DVDs, everything that you saw so far was, probably from like 1986 to present. Randomly in there, though, I guess the original collector really likes, the Vision and picked up this book, or maybe they just randomly had this book from their childhood and it just happened to be a big key. Either way, was stoked to find this, and I found it shortly after I found that Avengers Annual 10, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I gotta definitely pick up this collection now. It does have a small piece of the back cover missing. It presents very nicely, but obviously would be considered lower grade due to the torn out piece of the back cover. It's pretty small, but it is there, and it does detract from the grade. So I was thinking, I kind of looked online, and there were some lower grade ones of this book selling for like $150, maybe $200 or whatever. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to make a kind of a strong offer. I wanted to take this home, and, I wanted to make sure that I got these books, and, there were quite a lot of dollar bin books as well. A couple long boxes full of just dollar bin stuff. So keep that in mind when I say this number, because you might think I overpaid a little bit, but I think I did okay. I spent $250 on this collection. So almost like I paid retail value for the Vision book, as well as the first appearance of Rogue, and I got the rest for free. And then, just keep in mind that she also threw in all those graphic novels, all those Magic the Gathering cards, and all those DVDs for free as well. So that was really the icing on the cake. Originally, I was thinking, okay, I'll spend $250 on this. I'll probably be able to flip it to like $500, maybe $600 on a good day if a lot of the dollar bin books sell. But because that extra stuff was thrown on top, this ended up being a much, much better purchase. This book, though, I might have to keep this one for my personal collection, because this is not a book that I own. So yeah, I gotta think about that. Gotta decide if I want to get a higher grade copy for the PC. One option always is, if you have a lower grade one but you want to upgrade, you can sell that lower grade one, use that money to fund part of the higher grade copy. That's an option. Or just keep this in the PC as a placeholder until I acquire that higher grade copy. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'll probably decide in the next couple weeks as I'm pricing stuff to get ready for my next couple events, which, by the way, are Back Deck Comic Fest at my house on Saturday, March 11th. If you're interested in coming to that, reach out to me on Instagram for my address. The information is listed there as well, the times and stuff, over on Instagram. And then March 25th and 26th in Iselin, New Jersey, I will be a vendor at King Con. Don't miss out on that. It's going to be an amazing time. Tons of dealers as well as content creators. We've got Bronzeville Comics, Very Gary Comics, Three Men in a Basement, Pressable Defects, Erod 212, Streetside Anthony. I could keep going. Goodbye Comics, Bad Fish Comics. Oh, Goodbye Bad Fish. They're kind of like opposites, but not really. Anyway, I'm going to stop babbling. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like it, comment on it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.